Well, hello there, Retro PC Durham. Chris here. Welcome back. Another laptop, another Latitude G6 from HP. And if you can't tell by the happy sound of my voice, this is another Latitude G6 with an Intel processor in it instead of an AMD processor, which means it works. So we'll take a quick look here. Pretty standard, nothing on the back but your hinges. Coming around to the first side, will show us our Kensington lock, power button, USB, and then our optical drive. Front end, we've got our speakers, stereo SRS premium sound Altec Lansing speakers. They're okay. And then when we get onto this side, we have our VGA, exhaust ports, HDMI, a Ethernet port, USB ports, audio ports, SD card, and some indicator lights for disk activity and power. Flipping over to the bottom, we have one door and our battery. So we open up our battery, we can take a look at our model information here. So this is a G6 and it's a 1253sa machine. And then I will undo our 3 screws to release the Kraken. No, not the Kraken. Release the hatch. No, just 2 screws. And that will reveal our underpinnings here. So we've got our combo Wi-Fi and Bluetooth adapter. I believe that's what that is. And then we've got our DIMM slots. We've got 4 gig RAM in here. And then we've got our hard drive with the old dongle here where it plugs into a proprietary connector. And then we've got the hard drive here where it's got a little case here to keep it all rubberized and locked into place. So yeah, that's it. Pretty simple. Not a heck of a lot in the way of upgradability. From a serviceability standpoint, you pretty much have to take the machine entirely apart to be able to get to the processor. The processor is located right about there, but you got to take almost everything apart on it to get access to it for doing your redoing thermal paste, etc. So it takes quite a bit of time to get it all undone. I'm quite used to taking these apart because I've had to take apart so many of the AMD models to try and figure out if I can troubleshoot them to work. And pretty much like 1 out of like 8 times it actually works. So that is what it is. Opening up the top panel here, we get a little bit of wear and tear on this one, but it still works okay. We've got that, touchpad built into the wrist rest, which I dislike. But again, it's got a little bit of a pattern on it, so at least you can feel when you're on it or off of it, and a couple cheap clicky buttons. Keyboard is okay. At least each button is raised off in the center, but they're not really great to type on. And then you get your power button. Screen-wise, just a cheap, 15.3-inch glossy screen, not high resolution, and then our camera. So hit the power button here, and we will start booting up. I will adjust the camera accordingly, and we are gonna move on to the next step of getting our Windows stuff taken care of here. We've got hardware info 64 up and running here. So here's our Core i3 370M. So obviously this is a Gen 1, I guess, Core i3 processor, but still, pretty good at being able to handle standard computing environments. It's a good little processor. We max out at about 2.4 gigahertz when it gets up all the way. Graphics wise is the integrated HD graphics that come with the Core i3 processor. We've got 4 gig of RAM. There's a pair of Micron DDR3 sticks. Storage wise, we've got that Toshiba. Oh, pardon me. Storage wise, we've got that Toshiba hard drive. It's a 500 gig. And then we've got a DVD writer in there as well. We can switch over to Chrome and we'll take a look at how we can run CrabRave on this one. So I'm picking 1080p, even though this is a 1366 by 768 panel, and we'll see how that Core i3 processor handles doing its work. I'm expecting that it's going to be fine. I'm not seeing any skipping or issues. We haven't dropped any frames yet. This is exactly the type of experience I would be expecting from a system like this. It's modern enough that it's going to be able to do what it needs to do without causing problems. It's not going to struggle with any of the instruction sets. We don't have to download any special extensions to be able to get it to run more effectively or run smoothly. So yeah, very good. So there we go, we're all finished up. Another HP Pavilion G6 Intel-based laptop running very well and ready for donation. If you've got experience with these laptops, please share them in the comments below. Always like to get that discussion going. I hope, as always, you're staying safe and healthy, and we'll catch you in the next one.